I welcome the awesome wildlife effort. In America, from ocean to ocean, from the Great Lakes to the Gulf of Mexico, we're experiencing a problem right now. It's called dead zones, harmful algae blooms. It's in Chesapeake Bay, it's in Monterey Bay, it's in Lake Erie, it's in Florida, it's all throughout the Gulf of Mexico. As we try to produce more corn for ethanol, we use more fertilizer and weed killer. And that runoff goes into our rivers and then into our open waters. And it causes the algae to bloom, which takes away the oxygen that fish need. Often we see massive fish kills, but now we're seeing kills in manatees and sea tarpons, large species. We're also seeing drinking water supplies having to be shut down. Toledo is a great example. In 2016, Governor John Kasich came to New Orleans campaigning for president. We got to ask him what he did in Ohio to solve the problem between farmers and environmentalists to reduce the amount of fertilizer in the runoffs.
What we know is that we don't want to have these algae blooms. And we know that you don't have the problem so much here, in parts probably, but in our state they were putting fertilizer, manure on frozen ground. And then it would run off into the streams or into the lakes. But you must have...
It all comes down.
Oh, it comes down from up north. I got you. Well, look, what we want to do is we don't want to beat our farmers up because they got to, I don't know if you notice this, but when you go into the grocery store, even though the bread's in a package, it actually comes from the farmer, okay? And we don't want to beat them up. But on the other hand, we have to teach them you cannot do that because, what you're doing is you're destroying the waterways, which we can't have. So what happened in Ohio is the farmers were, the farm lobby was a little bit complaining about our stuff was too strong, and the environmentalists were complaining that the farmers were not doing their job and they weren't being sensitive. So I just very delicately called the people who were negotiating the agreement between the farmers and the environmentalists. And I explained to the Farm Bureau in particular that if you don't take care of this, I'm just going to take some executive action that will allow me to declare a distressed area. Now, the minute you do that, it has profound implications. And I have the authority to do it. And I said, so just so you all know that we're not going to allow these waterways to be destroyed. So just get in a room and figure it out. And they did. And then the farmers and the environmentalists stood at a press conference, and both of them praised what we had done. And so what you really have to do, and there's a place called Grand Lake St. Mary's where we were having some of the same problem. And look, farmers don't want to destroy the environment. They just have to understand better practices. And we have technology coming that can put fertilizer on the ground that's going to not be as harmful as what we've seen. And look, I think this is state by state, but maybe at some point the lessons that we learned in Ohio can be something that we can actually have a federal EPA begin to talk to state EPAs about a way to get this done in a way in which you're going to have a win-win.